as bad as it feels like things are going right now with the release, non-release of the files, the nonsense with Iran and everything going on, sending Ukraine more weapons, all of this stuff is bad. But somehow the left remains far more embarrassing. They are so desperate for any kind of positive PR that they keep trotting out that loser Gavin Newsom to try and zing various people in MAGA, whether it's JD Vance or other conservative people. It just ends up going so badly. In fact, I think he just got absolutely roasted by Joe Rogan, but that's a different story that I think Tim Pool probably already covered, so there's no point in me covering it. But this latest controversy is not going the way the left thought it would. So before we get into that, huge shout out to this video sponsor, PDS Debt. Folks, the American dream is under attack, and hardworking people like you, hardworking patriots like you, are being crushed under mountains of debt. Why? Because creditors love debt. They want you to be stuck in their high interest trap. They want you to be drowning in student loans, credit card debt, and skyrocketing mortgage rates. Because when you're broke, you're controllable. So what do? Take control, fight back. And it starts with PDS Debt. They've helped hundreds of thousands of people live debt-free. They go beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation and craft a personalized plan just for you. There's no minimum credit score required, and they're here to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back in where it belongs, in your pocket. They're also an A+ rated on Better Business Bureau, 5-star reviews, thousands of 5-star reviews on Google, and hold a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. I remember what it was like after college, being buried under debt. It was probably the most stressful point of my life. If you want, you're just 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment and find the best option for you at pdsdebt.com/thequartering. That's pdsdebt.com/thequartering, pdsdebt.com/thequartering. Now, this past weekend, JD Vance committed the horrible crime of taking his kids to Disneyland. That was the crime. That's what the left was very, very, very upset about. The happiest place in the world, but video of JD Vance running at, quote, woke Disneyland goes viral amid heckling and protests. But did it go viral? Because everybody who tried to jump on this JD Vance is weird, which they've been trying to push for years, has been getting absolutely crushed. In particular, the Harry Sisson character, you know, the leftoid TikTok astroturfed star that got caught in a scandal using his clout that was bought and paid for by the Democrats to solicit spicy photos from his dumb followers. Well, Disneyland is known as the happiest place on earth, but JD Vance's family visit to Disneyland turned into a nightmare of a heckling protest on a snide remark for California Governor Gavin Newsom. Social media users, meanwhile, laughed out loud as they found a video of Vance awkwardly running after his children. Now, this is all they got. This is all they got out of it, and we're going to look at, the responses, because anybody who has a good relation with their dad, anybody who is a dad, anyone who's seen dads chasing after their kids at a theme park or at a carnival or at a county fair knows this gait, knows this run. It is the prototypical dad run when you're chasing after a young child. We'll take a look. So obviously, the ICE raids in the Democrat-ruled California were the main issue of the protesters in 2022. Vance called Disney woke and accused them of declaring war on America's children. Jane Fleming Klebe, vice chair of the Democratic National Committee, posted a video of her confronting the president. "I thought you hate California," she told the vice president. Look, any normal, non-terminally online person knows that sometimes you do things you don't love for your kids or for your wife or your boyfriend or your husband, whatever, for other people, okay? That is very clearly what is going on here. He's just like, okay, well, I'm going to take my kids to Disneyland. I'm going to unplug for a minute. This says, I think this video just ended JD Vance's career. And I'm like, okay, so let's watch it. Here's JD Vance. What? Chasing after his kid? That was it? That was it. That was the whole controversy. By the way, you can't just run at full speed in a theme park. You'll bowl over a bunch of little kids. Again, this is what everybody's making fun of. A totally normal dad run. He's watching his kid very obviously. He's probably like, wait. No, don't go in there. Nope, don't do that. And he just goes to catch with his kid. Nothing weird at all about that. VP Vance is at Disneyland. I'm also here with my family. When I had a brief moment, I made it clear we support immigrants, we support America. I asked the obvious question. I thought you hate California. So he went and this politician, you know, the politicians that are, oh my God, their family was there. Well, they have no problem interrupting JD Vance and harassing him when he's with his family, just trying to take a minute off. So I don't really have any issue with people, you know, bugging Democrats while they're out with their families. That's the standard that they've set. But of course, JD Vance took the time on X to clap back at Governor Newsom, who posted a video of Vance at Disneyland with the caption, "How you enjoy your family time, JD Vance? The families you're tearing apart certainly won't." Of course, he replied, "Had a great time, thanks." 300,000 likes, just absolutely bodied him. So now people see, you know, JD Vance sees a single couch at Disneyland. Some of it is good-natured ribbing, but you have these leftoids like Harry Sisson. "This is the alpha male that Mega keeps telling us about? Really?" He even cut the video even shorter. Let's see how that's gone. It has 9,500 replies to just 8,000 likes. Because even Democrats, when they're not aborting their kids, you know, the ones that actually have kids are like, you know, if you don't have kids, then sit down, 4,000 likes. Chrissy Mayer, show us how a real alpha male runs, Harry. Savannah Hernandez, tell us your dad didn't love or spend time with you without telling us your dad didn't love or spend time with you. Heidi says, keep effing him raw after wine tasting. That's a reference to Harry Sisson's infamous DM leaks. That's what he was sending his, you know, I thought the left cared about power imbalance between men and women. I think it's basically always been frowned upon to, you know, date or hook up with your quote unquote followers on social media, but not for Harry Sisson. George G Prime says, Harry, I swear I'm straight telling fathers how to run. Old Hollow Tree wrote, fathers know exactly what this run means. He needs to be quick, but not cause a scene. Very common when a child is about to not exactly be in danger, but have some kind of problem. In short, this is actually alpha male-ish. He was in active duty to Marine. What have you ever done that's resembled an alpha male? You know, like a married man being a good father. Are you unfamiliar with one or both? I mean, just this did not go. Beta boys, Harry and Chris. Yeah, here's yeah, okay. Here's Harry Sisson being an alpha male, dancing very, very badly in his socks. Here comes Harry. I don't really understand. I've seen toddlers who can dance better than this. You know, Harry Sisson talking about how he's alpha anything. No, dude, real alpha males are childless and single with male roommates doing late night TikTok dances in their socks and spending 90% of their time online. This is just his replies. Then you go to this super trucker who, shout out to @supertrucker. I'm unfamiliar with them, but they absolutely bodied him with 100,000 likes. They follow me, I gotta follow them back. People who don't have kids don't know what this gate means. Let's look at some of these. Here's one with 30,000 likes. For those of you that don't have kids, this gate looks awkward because it has to be. For a few seconds, dads can actually see into the future. A, you start a normal walk. Kid eventually falls, you weren't even close. B, you start an intermediary run. Kid immediately falls, you weren't close enough. C, you start an awkward run, confusing the time-space continuum and the future stays undecided long enough for you to be there for the save if needed. I mean, like, yeah, here's Mallymouse. The way dude's locked into his kid while doing that awkward run, probably thinking, dude, don't fall down and make me take you to Disneyland Nurse in front of all these people. You know, that's never, I never played a sport in my life trot. No kids, 6,000 likes. Like, look, I'm a childless weirdo, hopefully not forever. But like, I mean, all I see is a very totally normal dad run. That's just a very, You know, that's the no, 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 get that out of your mouth gate. 5,000 likes. I mean, yeah, that's the ish. My kid's going to fall in the zoo enclosure gate. If a father's been present on 28th of May, 2016, Harambe would still be alive. But, you know, fathers are a rare luxury in that race. I mean, it's the getting them to them as fast as possible to save them usually from themselves without spooking them and making them cry and possibly triggering them to harm you're trying to avert gate. Run too fast, the kid gets spooks and falls faster. Run too slow, and they fall because you didn't make it in time. Every dad in these replies are like absolutely, positively roasting this guy. I shared this video with my viewers, and they were all basically saying the same thing. Like, I don't understand what, you know, I think shout out to one of my followers, they said something like, I have 8 kids, this is totally normal. You know, I don't really understand. Here, I've got 8 children. That's the father shuffle. You want to get into rocket mode, but the system realizes that little tykes all around you and do that funny short. You end up doing that funny short speed step which looks goofy AF, but everyone stays safe. I mean, Harry Sisson has been getting absolutely roasted. Here's JoJo from Jurors, of course, you know, getting roasted. Now, Joe, where's the joke here? Are you saying that his run is feminine and therefore funny? It sounds misogynistic. I mean, you're so pathetic. I can't imagine having pleasure making fun of someone that is that's the definition of a bully. That's the United States Marine. He's done tons of running. You know, you're laughing because he was being a good father and making sure his kid was all right. The left, it's just another epic swing and a miss, and I'm just happy that I could share it with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.